Hello YouTube, I'm Zach, you're watching Zach DTV. Thanks for stopping into the place for interesting news from around the net. Today's episode, we are going to take a look at the newest victim of YouTube's demonetization. We're also going to see about an extremely expensive Yelp review. We have a story about some biodegradable sneakers. You can compost them when you're done wearing them. Also going to take a look at a wonderful way to provide clean water to areas stricken by drought. And I'm going to wrap it up with a story about a guy you just do not want to run into in a dark alley. Remember, if you like what I do, go ahead and click the subscribe button over here, somewhere around my stormtrooper down there. Let's get right into this. If you've been watching YouTube for any amount of time here, you've probably noticed recently that there has been a huge uproar over YouTube demonetizing people, their ad policies, the advertiser boycott, ads being put on hate speech, stuff like that. Well, there's been so much fallout over this, it is absolutely ridiculous. A lot of the big guys are getting a lot of their videos demonetized. Some people are losing their whole channel. We have situations where if you have less than 10,000 views on your channel, you're getting demonetized. They're really trying to cut back. They have this new program in place where after you hit your 10,000 views, they're going to review your channel and make sure it stands up to their terms of service. And if it doesn't, they're going to cut you anyway. So it's really a tough time right now to be a creator. And we have channels like, Amazing Atheist, James Alsop, the Vigilant Christian. All those channels, they're kind of right-wing, they're kind of conspiracy theory. They like to pick on the feminist movement, stuff like that. They're getting dropped entirely, completely cutting their monetization. They will not be supported anymore by Google Ads. They found a new victim now. It looks like they're going after guns and weapons channels. I saw a video today put out by TFB. That's the firearms blog. They have a channel with almost 300,000 subscribers. They've been putting out videos for about 2 years now. They do really great work and everything. Every one of their videos got demonetized. Not saying that they can't put out new content. They absolutely can, but they won't make money doing it. And when you have an upload schedule like they do, they're putting out, it looks like about 4 videos a week. They need income from this because it takes time to film all this stuff. It takes time to do this work. And they had their ad revenue cut to zero. They were talking to some fellow gun channels, and it sounds like it's happening all over the place. I'm wondering if this isn't fallout from that. I think it was the Daily Mail did a report about Slingshot channel where he was using a knife to stab through a stab-proof vest as an example of how these things really aren't effective. And they ended up demonetizing him. I think he got reinstated, though. But word here is that they're going after weapons channels and gun channels. So is this them attacking everything right-wing, or is this them attacking everything with a little bit of controversy? Because I haven't found anything yet where they're actually attacking things that are done by liberals. They're allowing the LGBTQ stuff. They're allowing the pro-Hillary stuff. It doesn't seem like any of that stuff's getting censored. Or not censored, but demonetized, because they're still allowed to put it out there. I mean, to me, fair is fair. It doesn't matter what my opinion on the subject is. I really think that everybody should be able to put out whatever they want, because something's going to offend somebody. In fact, me just making this video has offended somebody out there in the universe would watch this and be offended by it. So you can't please them all. So is YouTube just going to censor half the shows, or are they going to censor everybody? What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments down below. My next story is about a fake Yelp review that cost a guy $34,500. Adam Jacobs from Quincy, Massachusetts, recently went through a lawsuit where he was being sued for his Yelp review of a company, and they awarded the company the money. In 2013, he wrote a review about Steven Leigh Jewelers. In the review, he stated he went there for a 1.5 carat engagement ring. He found the help was horrible, the people were snotty. He suggested do not go shop at this jewelry store, go somewhere else. Through months of diligent research following Adam J's Yelp page, the owner of the store, Steven Blumberg, found out who Adam J was. He was going around to other places this guy's reviewed and checking footage, this kind of stuff, asking owners, and really did a good job of tracking this guy down. He found out that Adam J was Adam Jacobs, the son of his rival jewelry store, Toodies Fine Jewelry. He tried to sue Toodies, and he tried to sue Adam. Adams' one was the only one that held up. They dropped the one against Toodies. It didn't go through. Said that he never went there. He never actively went in that store and shopped, so it was a totally fake review, and they're holding him liable for it. Like I said, $34,500 in pain and suffering and lost damages to this guy's store. I guess in the long run, the real takeaway from this is watch your Yelp reviews, because someone who wants to find you, a store owner that wants to find you for a bad review, will be able to find you if he works hard enough. So be safe out there. For my next story, let's talk about saving the environment one shoe at a time. Reebok has come out with a totally biodegradable sneaker. It is made from 100% cotton for the upper. That was the easy part. And they use corn to make the sole of this thing. Bill McInnes, the head of innovation for Reebok, said that they looked at other materials from cork on out, and corn was the one that worked. The corn soles are made by Reebok, and they use a process where they boil down corn, not human feed corn either, not sweet corn. They're using animal feed corn, just normal yellow corn. They boil it down and they add their own proprietary mix of microorganisms to it, and under pressure and everything else, they make a product called sustain. This is used in a lot of plastic packagings, industrial adhesives, stuff to that effect. It's very biodegradable, and it's not dangerous to humans. All that science put together leads to a shoe that you can compost when you're done with it. That's right, at the end of its life, take it off your feet, throw it down in your compost. A little while later, you'll be able to spread it in your garden and help feed your new crop. I was wondering, though, is this shoe going to end up being, waterproof? If you get it wet, is it going to break down? Because it's biodegradable. That seems like something that wouldn't be good in a sneaker. The guys at Reebok say that it doesn't matter. They are fine. They go through the same rigorous testing that any of their other shoes do. So if you expect any of Reebok's other shoes to hold up, these will too. Something neat I found out, though, is Reebok is actually owned by Adidas. And Adidas is also doing their part to save the environment. They recently put out a pair of shoes that are made out of recycled plastic. Here's a company dedicated to the environment. I think my next pair of shoes are going to be Reeboks. Next up, let's talk about some researchers from the University of Manchester. They released a study in the magazine Nature and Nanotechnology about a new way to filter water to get salt out of it, to make drinkable ocean water. This is a huge leap because it is a very cheap and effective way to filter salt out. Our current ways of desalination are just horribly outdated, and they take a lot of energy to actually make work. What they did here was they stretched a membrane of graphene oxide. Now, if you don't know what graphene is, it is a carbon-based chain spread out like a sheet built on single atoms. It is as thick as a single atom, all locked together. Think like a chain link fence. What they found, though, is when you take this graphene and submerge it in water, it swells up real quickly, and it gets such big pores in it that atoms of everything can get through. So you're just pushing salt water through it. They solved this problem by surrounding it with epoxy, basically putting walls on it. The way the structure is built, it can push out towards the walls, but it won't go this way. So it still keeps it all tight together and keeps it from swelling. It allows water to pass through, but it keeps salt and mineral ions stuck on the other side. This is a real important technology because right now we have 1.2 billion people that don't have access to fresh water. A lot of these people live in coastal areas and you just can't drink seawater. So we put a couple plants using this around, we can desalinate enough water to keep everybody from dehydrating. This would also be a great thing for out by California, where if you could pull water right out of the ocean, they wouldn't have to worry about all these droughts they keep going through. I think this is a great big development for our planet Earth here. I hope they could put it to use. For my final story, we're going to talk about this guy. Yeah, this guy. That's Noel E. Dawson. He's 63 years old, and he's from Toledo, Ohio. He was arrested the other night for attacking a guy with a hatchet. Luckily, he missed, and he ended up hitting the guy's truck. When police arrived for him, he wouldn't give his name. He wouldn't cooperate. Yelling, cursing, screaming, trying to resist. He didn't get too far. They did end up catching him. He's currently sitting in jail on a $50,000 bail. He's been charged with domestic violence, assault, criminal damage, and failure to disclose personal information. Yeah, I know the story's not all that crazy or cool or whatever, but come on. This guy, I don't like picking on people for the way they look, but this guy, it was a shock when I saw him. Well, that's going to do it for my show today. Thanks for stopping in. Remember, if you like what I do, your friends might too. So go ahead and click that share button. Share me around Facebook and Twitter. Every bit of exposure really helps. I'm here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. It is Friday, so I'm kicking back over the weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Be safe.